Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 12 for the event Professional Prospects. In this example, we are going to study a male chart who is working in IT, and we are going to look at his professional prospects destiny, and also he changed his job frequently in recent periods, and in some period he was there in the same company for more than 10 years also. So there is professional stability also there. Depending on the period, he was experiencing stable job also, and instability in the job also. So we are going to study the destiny, and also that in which period he started having that stable job, and after that which periods he's facing that instability also we are going to study in this chart. Let us examine the birth chart now. Example number 12, timing of event. We are going to study this example especially for stable job and also change of jobs according to the periods. So let us examine the birth chart. This is the birth chart of that native, born on 20th September 1974, 8:18 p.m. in Rajasthan. Let us examine the birth chart. General study let us start with. And that native is born with Aries Lagna. Let me open that North Indian chart also. Aries Lagna born. Lagna Lord Mars posted in the 6th house, conjoined with the Sun and also conjoined with the 6th Lord Mercury. Mercury's 3rd Lord, 4th Lord, conjoined with the Sun and Mars. Mars is Lagna Lord. So this grouping in general, Mercury conjoined with the Mars and Sun in the 6th house, it is in general, it is supportive for the, profession connected to the engineering, software, Sun, Mars and Mercury in the 6th house. That is supportive. Anyway, 10th Lord. 10th cusp is falling as per the degree in the sign of Sagittarius at the 29 degree 41 minutes, and 9th cusp also falling in the same Sagittarius. So there is cuspal interceptions are present. 9th Lord, 10th Lord Jupiter posted in the 11th house as per degree. It is posted in the 11th house, and in the sign of Saturn, that Saturn is posted in the 3rd house in the sign of Mercury. So Jupiter, 10th Lord, 9th Lord posted in the 11th house. That is good. In the sign of Saturn, Saturn is posted in the 3rd house in the Gemini sign in the sign of Mercury. That is very good. That to 3rd house is into IT. So these houses are favorable. And Jupiter also aspecting to the Saturn, that is further supporting. Now, whether Jupiter is getting any favorable support or unfavorable support from any planet, Jupiter is aspected by Venus from the 5th house. Venus is 2nd Lord, 7th Lord from the 5th house. It is aspecting. So Jupiter is getting the support of the Venus, 2nd Lord, 7th Lord from the 5th house. It is aspecting. Please understand, I have been explaining 5th house in general, it is supportive for the profession, that too when it is connected to the 5th house profession. It means, that creativity, software and medical, so all these things are supportive. Only when it is connected to 8th house and 12th house, it can cause some obstacles or changes or challenges. So Jupiter is getting the support of the Venus. So any other planet is influencing this Jupiter by way of 8th house. Who is the 8th Lord? 8th Lord is Mars. That Mars is not actually aspecting or influencing the Jupiter. But Jupiter itself is 12th lord, so that is fine for the type of profession. So Jupiter is well posted and Rasi Lord also well posted, aspected by Venus. That is also good. And that planet is from the fifth house, it is aspecting, that is also fine. So as far as this 10th house is concerned, it is having favorable significations only, no significant unfavorable are indicated in the general study. Moreover, Sun, Mars, Mercury are posted in the sign of Virgo. That is also good. So now we have completed the general study. Now let us check the self-significations and also destiny and Dasa Bhuktī periods. I forgot to tell about that, study about the type of profession. 10th cusp is ruled by Jupiter, Sun, and Rahu. Jupiter, Sun, and Rahu. The Rahu is in the 8th house in the sign of Mars. Mars is conjoined with the Sun, Mercury. They are all supportive for the type of profession because he is into IT. So for the IT, what are the houses required? Venus, Rahu, Mercury, Sun. They are all important houses, and Jupiter also present. It's going to be favorable. Now that star level is Sun is fine, and Sun is conjoined with this, and Rahu represents Mars. That is also conjoined with this Mercury, and Rahu in the star of Mercury itself. So that way, Rahu in the star of Mercury itself, that is itself is indicating it is supportive for the profession connected to the IT, right? So that way, we could see that grouping of the combined significations of the Karagatva of the planets ruling the 10th rulers all, and also their significations will indicate the possible combinations of the professions. So now let us check the self-significations. Now we are on the EPS page, and we have to study the self-signification. Already I have selected the event profession all jobs. Let me open the self-significators and let us give the respective colors also according to their strength. Now let us start with the Ketu. Ketu occupying second house and 1-9 star lord and representing Venus 2, 7, 5 and 8 sublord. This is having some weakness, and Ketu having second house occupant and 1-9. It has got some supportive signification, but 2 is fine. So it is a mixed significator. Ketu we can give pink shade. Venus 2, 7 is good, occupying fifth house also to some extent supportive, but 8 sublord 5 and 8 is not good, and representing Ketu also same way. Venus also we can give pink shade because it is mixed one. Sun occupying 6th house, 6 and 10 star lord and 3rd cuspal sublord. Sun is good, so let us give green color. Moon 5th lord occupying 7th house, 2nd star lord and 2, 4, 12 cuspal sublord. Though it is 5th lord, it is moving towards 7. It's supporting to the 5th house, supporting to the type of profession for the creativity, all these things. And 2nd star lord is good, and 2, 4 sublord is also very good, and 12th sublord is having some weakness. But it is supportive for change also, we can say, but it is favorable. So what we can do, moon, we can take it as a blue color because it is having favorable signification along with some weakness. It is not having strong unfavorable grouping. Otherwise, I would have given, we can give a pink shade. So I have given blue only. Mars planet, Lagna Lord, 8th Lord occupying 6th house. It is good, and 311 cuspal star lord is fine, and 9th sublord. So this 9th sublord is not unfavorable. 1, 8, 6, 3, 11, 9 are favorable only. Because of this grouping, Lagna is further supported by 6, 3, 11, and 9. And representing Rahu, 8th occupant, 7, and 6, and 10. So the favorable grouping are present along with that some weakness, 9th house and also 8th lord and also 9th sublord. Though it is not detrimental, so we can give Mars, we can give blue color because Mars has got favorable along with some weakness. Rahu occupying 8th house and 7th star lord and 6 and 10 cuspal sublord. This is very good. Being the 6 and 10 cuspal sublord, Though it is occupying 8th house, it is having favorable grouping at the CST and CSL. And that the second planet also having some supportive signification along with some weakness. So because of the favorable grouping of 6-10 cuspal sublord and also 7th star lord and 8th occupant, it has got favorable along with some weakness. So either we can give a blue color or we can give light green also. Because of the 7, 6, and 10 grouping, I feel we can go for light green. It is not dark green. So we have to see that Rahu has got 8th occupant, but still got favorable grouping. I'm giving light green. If you wish, you can give blue also. It is all according to your understanding. You can give it, but while you are studying EPS table, we should be able to differentiate. Jupiter. Jupiter is 9th lord, 10th lord, 12th lord, 9, 10, 12th lord occupying 11th house, 4, 12 star lord, and 5, 7, 11 cuspal sublord. This Jupiter is having favorable 9, 10, 11, 4, and 7, and 11. Unfavorable, we can say, not unfavorable. Change causing key planets are present 9, 12, and 12, and 5, and 11. Favorable for changes. So Jupiter can be favorable and also can give change also. Because 9th lord, 10th lord, 12th lord occupying 11, and 4, 12, 5, 7, 11. So Jupiter we can give mixed one. It is going to support for both favorable and changes. It is not unfavorable, I can say. You can see Venus has got some unfavorable grouping. We can say 2, 7, 5 is okay. A sublot have some weakness. Because of that, Venus has been given a pink shade. But here, Jupiter has got both favorable grouping and also some weakness are present. This is supportive for some change. Venus also supportive for change. Jupiter also supportive for change. And Saturn. Saturn 11, 3, 8, and Lagna. This is good. 11th Lord occupying 3rd house, 8th star Lord, Lagna sublord. This is good. Only 8th house is star level is having some weakness, but is good only. So because of that, Saturn we can give light green. And because not dark green, because of the 8th house is present. Mercury, 3rd Lord, 4th Lord, 6th Lord occupying 6th house is good. This grouping is very good. And 5th star Lord, it is indicating some weakness, but it is not detrimental. 3, 4, 6, and 6, and 5th star Lord, supportive for the 3rd house, right? Supportive for the type of profession. So it is not bad. So favorable grouping is very good. 3 is supported by 5, so that Mercury can be given light green. So studying the self-signification is important, and understanding the grouping of the self-signification also is important. So we have given the colors now. Now let us check these, set these colors and check the destiny and the dasa periods. Now let us go to the home page and check the destiny. So let us open that self-significators and check the destiny planet. Which are the destiny planet? Let me keep open that dasa, natal chart also. 10th Lord. 10th Lord is Jupiter and 10th sublord is Rahu. So we have to check Jupiter and Rahu for the destiny. Importantly, the 10th sublord is Rahu. 10th sublord is Rahu and Jupiter is the 10th lord. Jupiter is a mixed planet, both favorable and supportive for change also. In the star of Rahu is very good key planet, green color with some obstacles are there, it is light green. And Rahu in the star of Mercury is very good. It is also having some weakness, but it is good. And star sublord and star lord of the sublord sun is very good. It means 10th lord on its own, it is having some weakness, but favorable. But the star level, sub level are favorable. Now the Jupiter is aspecting to the Jupiter where it is present. Jupiter is here. Jupiter is aspecting to Venus. So Jupiter is aspected by Venus, which planets are influencing the Jupiter. Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn, right? And Jupiter is aspected by Venus. So the Venus is the one pink shade planet, some mixed key planet, right? And Saturn is favorable. So Venus is the planet which is, influencing the Jupiter. We can say that any other planets are influenced by the unfavorable. Which are the other unfavorable key planet? Moon also is having some mixed one, is change causing planet, we can say. So that also, moon also would have given pink shade. I think I have given blue only. Anyway, that Rahu is conjoined with the moon. So Rahu is conjoined with the moon. And that sun and is conjoined with the Mercury and Mars. So they are all favorable only. Mars only having some weakness, but all favorable. So the destiny is good, influenced by Venus and moon, we can say. 10th sublord is Rahu. Rahu is good. Rahu in the star of Mercury also good. 12 level Mars also fine. And sublord and star lord of the sublord is Venus. That Venus is favorable, but it's got some weakness because of this one. Now we have to check that destiny planet is supported by the star lord and 12 level planet, and sublord is indicating changes, right? It is supportive for changes. Whether it is completely that way it is present, all unfavorable only, no favorable are present. We have to check which are the planets are supporting the Venus by way of supports. Whether Rahu is supporting, Venus is in the sign of Sun, where Sun is a good key planet, right? Sun is a good key planet, so Venus is supported by Sun by way of Rasi Lord, and Venus is aspected by Saturn also, and Venus is aspected by Jupiter. So Venus is aspected by Jupiter and also Saturn. Jupiter is favorable with mixed signification. Saturn is a good key planet and Sun is also a good key planet. So Venus is getting the support of the Saturn and Sun. Importantly, Saturn is a free planet, so that way impact will be significant on the that Venus. So that way Rahu's sublord Venus is getting the support of the Sun and Saturn. Right? So now we have to look at that favorable key planets of the destiny, that is Rahu. And Rahu is repeated, and Rahu, Mercury, and to some extent Mars are fine. And strong other favorable key planets are influencing the that is sublord is that Sun and Saturn. So Jupiter is present, Sun is present, Saturn is present, and what else? And Venus is posted, Ketu in Sun, signs on, okay, Sun is conjunct, okay, Sun is connecting to the Venus. So that Sun and Saturn are supporting the Venus. The favorable key planets through their supports, they are supporting the destiny planet is Sun and Saturn and Mercury and Rahu. That Mercury is good, and Mercury also conjoined with the Sun. So Sun role is strongly supporting the Rahu by way of supports. So, but definitely this is indicating that destiny is supportive for some changes, right? Though 2758 in the own star, it is indicating some weakness strongly because of the support of the Sun, Saturn, and Jupiter. This is getting support. So, that unfavorable are not strongly supported. Moreover, that Venus in own star 275 is supportive already for the type of profession. Only 8 is joining hands. It is indicating some weakness, but these houses are supported by the Saturn, Sun, and Jupiter. So we have studied the destiny. It indicates favorable and also some weakness that we are able to understand. Now let us check the Dasa Lord. The native presently running Venus Mahadasa. Previously, he was running Ketu Mahadasa. He had many changes in the Ketu Mahadasa, but we are going to take one change after that when he got a very good job. So that only I am going to take it now. In October 2012, he was running Ketu Dasa, Venus Bhakti and Venus Antra. He got the change of job during Ketu Dasa, Venus Bhakti, Venus Antra. Definitely it is going to support for that. Why? Let me open that, open the birth chart. Right. Now let us check the Ketu. How far Ketu is supporting? Ketu is representing Venus. Ketu is fine with some weakness, but Ketu in the star of Moon, Moon is having favorable along with that some weakness. Moon is blue planet, right? Moon in the star of Jupiter. Jupiter is also having some mixed signification. So this Moon and Jupiter combination at the star level, it is supportive for some changes. We will keep it in mind. Sublord planet Venus is coming. So that Ketu represents Venus itself, then sublord also Venus, all the well, Venus role is important, importantly playing, and a favorable K planet in this only Jupiter to some extent, and comes the Moon. But Jupiter is the only favorable K planet among the favorable K planets which are ruling the Ketu. But we have to check in why this Ketu Dasa, it is going to be favorable or not. Ketu's Dasa is going to be mixed one, right? Now, in Ketu Dasa, in Ketu planet, which are the planets are supporting the Ketu for the professional prospect? Which are the favorable key planets supporting the Ketu? Ketu is in the star of Moon. Moon is in the sign of Mars, right? The Mars, what is the Mars? Mars represents Rahu. Rahu, Mars are favorable key planets. So that Moon is getting the support of the Mars. That fate is good. And 12 level planet and this Ketu Venus are getting the support of the Jupiter. Jupiter is aspecting to the Venus, supportive for both favorable and mixed. And as already discussed, Venus is getting the support of the Sun and also support of the Saturn by way of aspect. Saturn is aspecting to the Venus, Venus in the sign of Sun. So that since it is got favorable second lord, seventh lord, the influence of the Sun and Saturn also it is supportive, right? So that way that this planet Ketu Dasa in the star level supportive and 12 level also supportive, and support planets also there. Because of that, it is supportive for professional prospect, but not in a great extent. So definitely it will support for many changes during that Ketu Dasa. Which are the favorable key planet for change causing key planets? Obviously that Venus and also Jupiter. Jupiter is supportive for change within the job, but Venus is supportive for change, right? So in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti, Venus Antra, you can see Venus Bukti, Venus Antra itself, we got the change of job. Ketu Dasa, Ketu Bukti, we got the changes, that is the old one. But in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti started. Venus itself is in the sub of Jupiter. Jupiter is passing ruler link because Jupiter is aspecting to that. And as we already discussed, Venus is getting the support of the other favorable key planets that already we discussed. So that way, that during that Venus, Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti, Venus Antra, he got the change of job in October 2011. So he got the change of job in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti and Venus Antra. Now what we have to see in Ketu Dasa, after the Venus Bukti, in Venus Bukti, Venus Antra itself got the change. Whether Venus itself is strong enough to retain the job in its own Bukti, or in Venus Bukti itself will have another Antra, he'll have a change of job. You understand? Because he got the change of job in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bukti and Venus Antra. Since Venus is weak, Ketu also having weakness, Venus itself is weak, and supported by Jupiter for the changes. So within Venus Buddhi, in one more antra, in any other antra, whether Venus can have any other change, let us check. Which is the favorable K planet in Venus for the change? Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is forming ruling also, right? And also Venus is getting the support of Saturn and Sun, already we discussed. Now let us check that whether any other antra under the Venus Buddhi will favor for change of job, because Venus will not be strong enough. Sun is fine, will not cause any change. Moon in the star of Jupiter is supportive for change. This is supportive, but this is supportive. This is not strongly favorable for change. It is favorable for the job prospects. And importantly, role of the Venus is not playing role, right? Venus role is not there. And even Venus role is not a thing, because Venus can be there in supports also. But this is starting with the 5th house and star lord planet. It is supportive with the mixed signification. And star lord of the star lord, Rahu and Rahu are all favorable for the job. So this is not strongly supportive for any change of job during that moon antra. And Mars, okay, fine, it is not going to cause any change. And Rahu is planet level, star level, and that this planet is indicating supportive for some change significant houses, because Rahu is 10th sublord and star level Mercury is having 3, 4, 5. Third house also supportive house for the change, and 12 level is Mars, and sublord is Venus is playing. So that way, during this period, definitely the native would have got the idea of change of job. But only thing is, change for change causing planet, definitely the sublord should be favorable. The change has to be indicated by the planet level, star level combined, and sublord should favor for that. That is not there. But during that Rahu period, definitely would have thought of, he has got the thoughts to change the job. He's looking for the job, and he got the new job in the Jupiter. So Venus Dasa, Venus Buddhi, sorry, Ketu Dasa, Venus Buddhi, and Jupiter Antra, he got the change of job. He got the new job. Why? Jupiter's favorable key planet for change of job is Jupiter itself. So in Venus Dasa, Jupiter is the strong favorable key planet for change. That Jupiter itself is playing, that is not the main reason. That Jupiter in the star of Rahu, this change in the star of Rahu, supportive for job. So this is change causing planet in the nakshatra of the planet, which is supportive for job. And 12 level also supportive, and sublord, they are all favorable. You can see the planet, star level, in sub-level, or change causing key planet Jupiter in the star and sub of favorable key planet. So it is indicating supportive for change. Now the Jupiter is favorable for change, and Jupiter already under the influence of the Venus by way of aspect, and Jupiter itself is influencing the Venus by way of supports, right? It means that Jupiter planet is supportive for change of job for the Venus Dasa, as the Venus Buddhi. Under that, Jupiter itself is acting as the Antra, under the influence of the Venus already there, and the favorable key planets are playing role. Which are the favorable key planets here? Obviously, Rahu. Rahu is playing role, which is the favorable key planet. That planet is ruling as the star lord, and Venus is getting the other favorable key planet. Sun is there because Venus is in the sign of Sun only. Sun are present. That Sun itself is playing role. It means that Buddhi Lord's favorable key planet, that is Rahu for the job, and other favorable key planet which are influencing the Buddhi Lord Ketu, that Buddhi Lord Venus, and also Dasa Lord Ketu is Sun. That Sun is playing role at the star sublord and star lord of the sublord. So that way Jupiter is favorable. Moreover, look at the grouping of the houses. Only the first one is the pink shade, all are green with good supports. So that Venus also having that this planet and influenced by the Jupiter. So during that Ketu Dasa, Venus Bugdi and Jupiter Antra, he got a notable good job. Because Jupiter is good, Venus also under the influence of Jupiter. So during that Jupiter Antra, he got a notable job and stable job also. You can see Ketu is having Jupiter also, right? And Ketu also under the influence of Venus or Jupiter, because Ketu represents Venus under the influence of Jupiter. So Jupiter and Sun are the favorable key planets supporting, and also Saturn supporting the Dasa Lord also, Buddhi Lord also, and Antra Lord that Jupiter itself is playing, and with all the other favorable key planets. That way, in Ketu Dasa, Venus, Buddhi, Jupiter, Antra, that native got a notable job. So after that Venus, Buddhi, Jupiter, Antra, he got the change. After Saturn is coming, Saturn is not supportive for that. Saturn in the star of Jupiter, it is indicating some mixed signification. 12 level is good, sub level is good. This is not talking about any change of job, right? Now that, because here it is talking about 10,000 in the star, the 10,005 and mixed key planet for change, and the star level is favorable with the job and job. So it is favorable for change of job with a notable post. Saturn, no change, and Mercury also no change. And so then after that, Ketu Dasa itself is over. Then comes the Venus Dasa. So Venus Dasa started. So, this job when he joined in 2012, in Jupiter Antra, during the 2012, June 2012, he joined the job in this period. After that, there was no change and Venus Dasa started. In Venus Dasa, how it is already explained. Venus is having some mixed signification, but sublord is good and star lord of the sublord is good. And Venus is getting the support of the sublord Jupiter by way of ruler sling. That Jupiter is having some mixed signification, but favorable change causing key planet. And Venus is getting the favorable Sun also, Saturn also in supports. That Venus is getting the support of these planets, right? So already we discussed. Now, but still Venus will cause obstacles and changes because of their grouping also there. Na? Till cause change. Which period? In Venus Dasa, Venus Buddhi did not cause any change. And Venus Dasa and Sun Buddhi, yes, then is very good. It is not causing any change. And Moon Buddhi comes. Now Moon Buddhi is going to give the change. In Venus Dasa, Moon Buddhi, it is indicating, as we discussed, this is indicating some weakness and supported by the sublord and star lord. This is favorable for job, right? So this starting with the fifth house, because that Dasa Lord itself is Venus, that Venus is having weakness on its own. When Dasa Lord itself is strongly supportive for change, when that moon is also starting with the change causing key planet, because of that moon when started, moon itself is supportive for change of job during its period. Look at the moon. Moon is, let me open that birth chart. Moon is conjoined with the Rahu. Moon is represent in the sign of Mars. Mars is there. Mars is representing Rahu. It is both favorable and some mixed signification. So that it is supportive for change, but you can see Jupiter is 9, 10, 12, 5, and Moon itself is 5, 12, favorable and unfavorable, both are present. So this grouping, it is supportive for change of job with some instability, because star level having some instability, right? Now, during that Moon Buddhi under Venus Dasa, Moon Buddhi is capable to go for change of job, because that Moon in the star of Jupiter, Jupiter is the favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord itself for the change, and Moon itself is having mixed key planet for change of job and supported by the sublord, star lord and sublord. Star lord of the star lord and sublord, right? In that moon bukti, which antra will be favorable for the change of job? In the moon bukti, you look at that Mars is not supportive, right? And which is the favorable key planet in causing the change of job in the moon? Moon one, and importantly, Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet which is making that moon also combinedly, it is indicating supportive for change. That Jupiter itself is the key planet of the Dasara Lord. Jupiter is the Dasara Lord's key planet and also Bugdi Lord's key planet. So definitely the role of Jupiter is important in the Antra. So in that Venus moon bukti, Mars is not supportive, Rahu is not supportive, and Jupiter can be supportive, but look at this Saturn. Saturn, because here it is talking about already 5, 9, 12, it is already there, right? It is combinedly, it is supportive for changes. That Jupiter itself, when it is going to act, that as the dasa at the Antra Lord, Jupiter already influenced by the Venus, some weak significator, already having some weakness. So that because of that, in Jupiter, Antra would have, the native would have tried for change of jobs, look for the new jobs and all. He would have started during the Jupiter, but finally he got the change of job during that Saturn. So it means in Venus Dasa, Moon Bugdi, and Jupiter would have started, but it is supportive for good job prospects. Till that Jupiter, there was no change. He was looking for change of job only, but I mean, there was no change of job during that Jupiter, right? And under the moon and Saturn Antra when started. Saturn is 11, 3, and 1. And in the star of Jupiter, Jupiter is indicating some trouble. And sublord is Mercury. Mercury also having some favorable along with some weakness. This planet, Saturn, is indicating some sort of weakness, right? It is supportive for some change. Suppose sublord of the Saturn instead of Mars, it is like Sun. Then would have supported for the change. But what happened according to that company's some sort of circumstances, during that moon bhukti, Saturn Antra, that native lost the job. That suddenly the company said that they are going to reduce the that employees and his department also, that he was forced to resign that company, because that is that Saturn in the star of Jupiter, it is supportive for some changes, supported by star lord of the star lord, but sublord is 3, 4, 6 is fine, but 5 it is there, 9 is there. It is not, suppose Sun was there or Rahu was there, it will not happen, it will support for change. Sublord will be favorable with the good grouping, so it will favor for the change of job. But the favorable key planet Rahu is playing only at the 2A level planet, but sublord is not having the favorable key planet. So because of that, Moon and Jupiter is not good. The combination is indicating some weakness because of the Dasala itself having weakness and Bugdi also having weakness. And Antra, during that Saturn Antra, he lost the job. He was looking for the job during that, because mentally he's not, happy. But in Saturn itself, they have sent, to relieve the company. So he lost the job during that Saturn. But within the Saturn also, though he lost the job during that Saturn, in the May month, he lost the job. But during that Saturn itself, he got the new job. I will tell you the period that will be more useful also. Just a minute. Let me clear this one. So he got the notice he got the information to leave the company in the month of May. Sorry, in the month of April. April month, he got the information. April 2023. April 2023. You can see in Jupiter. So in Jupiter only, I said no, that Jupiter in the star of this one, he got the notice. This Jupiter initiated the process. Because the unfavorable key planet Jupiter in the star of Rahu, supportive for this, he would have initiated that. He himself was thinking of moving the job. Because the moon, it is not stable, and Jupiter itself, it is initiated. But finally, he lost the job. During that Saturn. After the May month is over, then he left the job. So once he left the job, in Jupiter and Saturn both are playing role. In Saturn itself, he got the new job because Saturn itself is having change is indicated, and to a level sub-level planet having got favorable and sublord having got weakness. So because of that, it could support it for the change. But within that Saturn, he got the new job also because it has got some favorable significations also, right? Planet is good. Star level, well, let me open the chart that will be more favorable in finding the influence of the support planet. Saturn is good. Saturn is influencing the Jupiter. No. Yes, Jupiter is influencing Saturn. So Jupiter is influencing Saturn. Saturn favorable or influenced by the Jupiter by way of change, and Rahu is favorable, and sublord is Mercury. Mercury is conjoined with the Mars and Sun, and they are not getting the influence of the Jupiter and also Saturn directly. But Saturn is in the sign of Mercury. So Saturn influence is there on Mercury also. So that way it is supportive. 3, 4, 6 and 6, 5, it is indicating not very strong. As I said, instead of Mercury, Jupiter was there, Rahu was there or Sun was there, it would have been better. But this is supportive to some extent with instability, right? So during that Saturn, it means in Venus Dasa, Moon Bugdi, in Saturn Antra, he lost that job. He relieved from the job. Immediately, he got the another job. In Saturn Antra itself, he got the another job. But as I said, since that moon itself is not very strong, moon is influenced by the Jupiter, and Jupiter itself is playing role here, and Jupiter is star level planet influencing the Saturn itself. The native will be inclined towards changes for the betterment. We can see 11, 3, 8, 1. Lagna sublord 381 in the star of Jupiter having got this mixed signification, and Moon Dasa Sabukti itself is running. Moon also under the influence of Jupiter, so mind will get the satisfaction, and 381 Saturn in the star of this Jupiter. Definitely the Lagna, the native will have the inclination towards change of job. Will not be happy with the job. He also, you can see this grouping is not very good. He also got the job with less pay only in the Saturn Antra, right? So he got the job in Saturn Antra, but it was not consistent. He was looking for a new job, and he got the another new job in Moon Bugdi in the Mercury Antra. In September 2023, he got a new job. Mercury is the one, is in the star of Mars and sub of Jupiter itself. Let me open that moon. Look at the moon. Moon planet is having weakness. Star level, this is weak. And they are all favorable. So role of Rahu is playing role here. Also here 2A level. But here by way of second planet is playing, and that moon is also playing, and unfavorable or mixed key planet Jupiter is playing role here. That way, during this period, Mercury period, he got a new job, 1, 6, 3, 11. And sublord is Jupiter. Again, that is not going to be consistent because that Bugdi Lord's favorable, mixed key planet is Jupiter and Moon. That Jupiter is supportive for, change of job or instability in job. We can say that Venus itself is under the rule of the Jupiter. The Jupiter is playing role here at the star level. In Saturn also, Jupiter was playing at the star level. So when Jupiter is playing role here, and Mercury also having the Jupiter at the sub level, because of the influence of the mixed key planet Jupiter at the Dasa, Bugdi, and this Antra, there was no stability. Though he joined the job during this period in September 2023, still he is not happy with the job. He is looking for the new job. So in Venus Dasa, till that moon Bugdi is over, he will have such mental inclination because Venus Dasa in the sub of Jupiter, Jupiter is influencing all levels. That moon also under the direct influence of the Jupiter. Till that moon is over, he will have such mental inclination because moon itself it will cause such a mental inclination. And after that, when Mars is going to come, Mars is Lagna Lord, star level and sub level. That also, that native will go for change of job definitely after the moon book this over. He will go for a change of job definitely, and this Mars is not having the Jupiter as one of the ruler, only 2 level planet. That is the one better part. So that way, this planet in Venus Dasa, Moon Bugdi, Saturn Antra, he got the change, and Mercury Antra, he got the change, and presently he is running that Venus Ketu Antra at the time of recording. Ketu itself will definitely it will cause some changes that will not be stable, right? And so in the moon book, the Ketu Antra will not be strong, and after that Venus. So there will be change within this period, and Sun will give a better job. But after the moon, Mars is going to be comparatively better, though it is going to give some changes, but it will not be under the influence of the Jupiter straight away. And importantly, the role of Venus also not there. So that we have to see that. So the importantly in this lesson, what you should have understood or learned, the favorable key planets of their role supporting to the other mixed key planet by way of supports. Favorable key planet Sun, Saturn, though they are all not in the ruler in the Dasa Lord, but by way of supports, they are supporting, right? And that sublord planet Jupiter is a mixed planet with a favorable. That Jupiter is passing its ruler link to the other planet, so that the support planets influence through the ruler link also present. But we have to keep it in mind, the same Jupiter which is giving support to the Venus, the same Jupiter is acting as the change causing key planet, that is job changing key planet, that Jupiter that is making that moon period in the star of Jupiter, and Saturn period in the star of Jupiter, Mercury in the sub of Jupiter. In these periods, since that Jupiter is playing role at star level and sub level, and also in the in supports also, that native it's not having not having stable job, because Venus itself is weak having, and the moon is not stable. Moon in the star of Jupiter, it is not stable. Though it is supportive for job, immediately will the job. In the moon, even if he is losing the job, Jupiter in the star of some mixed key planet, in the star of favorable key planet, it will immediately it will find a new job. It will get a new job. It will favor for that. That's what happening here. Please understand here, Jupiter is causing trouble to the other planets. But when Jupiter itself is playing role as the planet, star level, sublunar favorable, this is going to be a good period. For the change of job, new job, right? Because you remember in Ketu Dasa, Venus Bugdi and Jupiter Antra, he got the very good job prospects, right? A notable job, he got it. But only in the Venus, when Moon is coming, Moon already influenced by Jupiter at the star level, that Jupiter was trying to help it. That was not causing any trouble, but he got the notice during the Jupiter Antra only, because I already discussed Jupiter is influencing the Moon and also Venus, the Buddhi and Antra, and the Moon is weak already. So because of that, he got the change of job in Saturn and also Mercury. So I think you are able to understand the impact of the favorable key planets by way of supports and unfavorable key planet by way of supports, and also those unfavorable or mixed key planet when they are influencing the dasa, and with the same planet is influencing the Buddhi Lord, that is in this case Jupiter, and Antra also getting that Jupiter in the ruler, their combinedly they will give the unfavorable impact. Here unfavorable impact means change only, loss or change, but that is also not consistent. Same month he got the 1 month he got the loss of job, and next month immediately got the new job, because that mixed key planet Jupiter is in the star of favorable key planet supported for the new job. But because of the Moon, he is having some weakness, and Dasa Lord itself having weakness, that mind is not stable and looking for a new change of job because of the unfavorable significations strongly present. So I think you're able to understand. I tried my best to explain. So we'll meet in the next example. Good luck.